Welcome back to Effort. So I have tried to make this video before in the past, and I've never really had the chance, or if I did, I didn't like the way it came out, and then I just forgot it. I moved on, and right now I'm here at work. I work at some apartments, and every so often I see something that kind of takes me for a loop because you would never, if you didn't know, you would never know. But I'm gonna try to educate if I can a little bit here, and let's see if anybody wants to know. But it might be like nobody cares or whatnot. But I might be able to educate some people that would find this helpful. Okay, so I work at a apartment complex, and every year this certain plant around here is very close to where I sit. Really, it's just over there, maybe not even 10 feet. And every year I'm here, and it flowers. Now, normally it's this other plant next to it. It's the same plant, but usually that one is the one that flowers. And it did this year, but all the flowers already fell off. And the little plant that was next to it is finally maturing up so that it flowered while I was still here. And I'm gonna go ahead and do this video on it. Now, this plant has several uses that I know for a fact are its uses. One being edible, two being a good way of making cordage, and I think you can even use it for sewing, if I'm correct. I know that that's one of the uses for it, but for sure I know it's edible. I know that it can be used for cordage. Now, a lot of you are thinking, like, why would I want to know this, right? But I'm thinking, what if you're homeless, or what if you don't really have much to eat at home, and you really don't have a means to get out into the brush country, or the wilds around where you live? And this is primarily for South Texas, or basically any of the southern states where this plant might be around. And maybe a lot of people pass it, like in front of, like here you can even see them in front of malls, like they're like a decoration plant. And they wouldn't even know that you could eat it, because it's, the only reason I know you can eat it is because my grandma used to make this. We used to have one in my backyard when I was growing up. It's not there anymore. It dried up a long time ago, but we used to eat it. And I said to myself, maybe someone who's down on their luck or homeless, like I said, and probably doesn't have enough money or a lot of money to eat, can survive in a suburban area if they know what to look for. Now, I'm going to show you this plant, and I'm going to give you a little bit of a rundown on it, whatever I can come up with out of my head. But we're going to go ahead, and I'm going to show you this plant. And like I said, it grows right here, right next to me. So stay tuned for that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, and just to show you, we're in an apartment complex here. There's a pool, and there's some apartments right there. Here's like a palm tree right here next to me. It's all, and this plant is part of the decor, part of the decoration around here, the lawn decor. And this is actually not the only plant that might be useful for something. I think there's a tree over there that might be useful for something too, but I'm gonna have to check on that one first. But the plant that I'm talking about is this one right here. Now, this is a yucca plant, and this plant is very, very popular as a garden fixture, or a gardening, for businesses and stuff like that, because it requires very little water, and as you can see, it looks really nice when it flowers. It looks very interesting. Now, down here, you get a good look, you have these spiny deals here, and they're very strong. You can pull the whole plant with this thing. Ooh, I should not have done that. There were beans in it. We had a little wasp come out of there real quick. I don't know where he went. I don't want to get stung. He's right there. You see him? He's right there. He's just plotting on me. So sorry about that, bro. Anyways, so these right here are one of the things that I can tell you that's a usage for it. Now, if you were to get one of these deals off of here, and what you would do is you kind of get a stick and push them all to the side so that you can get at the bottom of it, the one that connects very much to the base, and kind of push it down with a stick or cut it with a knife and pull it off. You can smash it up, and it produces these little fibers. Now these fibers are really, really strong, and I've actually made cordage out of it myself when I'm bored here. And what you do is you braid that together, you know, and or you twist it together. There's certain ways to do it, and I can show that later. But you process it out, and it creates a really strong cordage that's good for a lot of things that you can use it for. Just to tie up stuff. Maybe you got a bedroll, or you have some kind of a bottle that you want to carry water with. You want to make some kind of a cord that you can wrap around that bottle and carry it with you, so it's more accessible and out of your way. But he's still flying around. But I'm gonna try to get one of these here, and then I'm gonna run back to my spot so he don't get me. So these right here. Excuse me, brother. He flew back in there, so I'm gonna go ahead and go back here. Let me show you this. Now these right here, these are the flowers of the yucca plant. And I mean, you can see it, it's very pretty. It doesn't have any kind of a smell to it. Let's make sure nothing's in there that's gonna pop out and surprise me. Now, here's the thing. When the yucca plant is brand new, like this plant is barely flowering, this is the time that you want to pick these. Now you can eat them anytime, but you want to get them right now when they're tender, I guess you could say. And what you do is you get them and you peel off all these little leaves off of this little stem in the middle here. That's going to be this part right here is the one that you don't want, that you just toss that away. And all these little leaves right here, all these little petals, this is what you want. Now this right here, you boil it, you can saute it. And the way my grandma used to do it, she used to cook these down in a pan with a little bit of butter, add onions to it, and you can add some jalapeno to it. And then she would mix the whole thing with egg and scrambled eggs in this. And it would just, you could get 2 or 3 of the, a bunch of these and 2 or 3 eggs and a little bit of onion, and that would feed about 6 of us, Now, like I'm saying, I'm inside the city limits, and I'm an apartment complex. Now, and another thing that I forgot to say, another use, and this is a use that I'm not exactly sure of, but I think it's a possibility, that the spines on this plant, there is a way to separate the spine with some of that fiber, and it actually creates a really good sewing needle with fiber attached to it. And you can use that to sew up your pants, you can use that to sew up your shirt. Maybe you got a hole in your backpack or whatever you're, carrying your stuff with. It's a good, easy, quick fix. Like, I don't know how long it would last, but I would imagine it would last quite a while if you took care of it. And yeah, I mean, just a little something, that you could find just about anywhere in someone's yard. I mean, I'm not telling you to go into people's yards, but you can find them at malls sometimes. You can find them outside of stores. These apartment complexes. You can find them out in the wild too. And yeah, I mean, you could eat it. You could survive off of it, and they're actually pretty tasty. They are tasty. It tastes a little bit like, I want to say, like it smells very, very, very grassy, but what would I compare it to? Oh, you know what? It smells like cucumber. And it kind of has that taste to it. Like, you know what I'm saying? I would put these in my mouth, but I haven't washed them. Well, that's all I got for y'all today. And I hope you enjoyed the video. And if you did enjoy it and you want to see more content like this, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And in the comments, write urban survival. Let's go with that, urban survival. And I'll do more videos about plants that you can find in urban areas that might actually help you in a survival situation. So until the next time.